Hey ho, hey ho, So we're live, and we're going to try out the Hellion's latest test build. You can see it's experimental build 0.2.8H. This came out a couple of days ago. Loads of bug fixes over a few of the previous incarnations of the test build. At least that's what it said. So,
what incarnation?
What incarnation indeed. Very flowery. Max is here as well.
Hi.
He's the ever-present voice inside my head. We had intended to stream... I don't like that noise at all. We had intended to stream a little bit of Star Trek Online, but it's currently down for maintenance, so I thought...
We will later.
We will later on, yeah. So I thought, why not try a little bit of Hellion in the meantime, and try and entertain you guys a smidgen with it. So we're going to play online on the test build.
So come on, let me entertain you.
Indeed. Right, let's just take a look. I think Europe West is the one to go. There's already somebody on the server, actually. That'll be... Let's hope they don't find me and kill me. And let's connect. Uh-oh. Ah, good. I did remember. Be something approaching a man. Maxi Mouse Hoof. Yes, that is who is here. I'm not at work today, Centurion. That's why. Alright, we're going to do a fresh start and see what has changed. Let this settle a smidgen. Okay, we're in. Got a body piece here for our suit now.
Do you now?
I think I've got to hold R to put it on.
Do you?
Yep, that works. May as well
The
grab
game
it.
looks really nice.
Hellion?
Yes.
They changed the lighting a little bit, which I think has really done it some...
Is that real time outside?
Yeah, it's real time. We'll be going out there in a minute.
You got a ship? I'm assuming this is a station.
Yes, yeah. Well, there's a ship out there, hopefully. Just going to take a... Pressing the wrong button. I keep pressing E. Try and select things. Button is F. Something in here. Couldn't see what it was. That's a resource injector. That's quite useful.
I'll inject you with my resources.
I'm terrified. Okay, we've got our helmet on. Take the helmet off.
Head display offline.
AC battery pack there, which potentially has the...
Got a glowing plant, which is usually a sign of radiation.
Oh, look, we've got a catalyst as well. We'll grab that. We may well want to use that. Anything else of import? Oh, we can change these now as well. These particular indicators here, I think you can now press F on them and change them to what you want. Now, that's quite useful in the regards, if you've got a large station and you can actually name your gantries and corridors, that should make a massive difference to
really
being
cool, this game.
This game is awesome, well, at least in my eyes. It's got a long way to go still, in my opinion. Oh, no gravity. Let's fix that. Oop, there we go. We've got gravity.
Got a pod as well. Launch it into space.
Very tempting. Right, let's see if we can deploy our solar panels. Now, we're actually going to turn the power off in the CQM. I don't think it's necessary at the moment. We've got power. We can turn our light off.
God, this looks very much like Enterprise. You know, like Star Trek Enterprise, the buttons and stuff.
It's great, isn't it?
A bit TOS-y.
Really is good. Now, this isn't the best graphics that you can get, folks. You can get better graphics than this, but because I'm streaming as well, it's better for me to tone the graphics down. Now, useful things for me is I got that resource injector. I think I might just keep a hold of it because I don't know what's needed inside my other ship at the moment. One thing that I think might be a good idea for me to do is to take a look at life support. It's currently all on. I would like to turn it off and depressurize everything. There's a good reason for that. Now let's put our helmet on and we're going to depressurize the outpost's main room and both of its corridors. Now, why are we doing that, I hear you ask? Well, the reason that I want to do that is because I want to go outside, but I don't want to waste any oxygen by venting it into the atmosphere. Why do I have the image of a Gul Damar pressing the airlock buttons involving Max in my head? Well, you know.
I'll be the one pressing buttons.
You do get explosive decompressions as well, which is pretty damn cool. Things will get ejected out into space if you explosively
Nice.
Something about Empok Nor and flushing people into space. See that it's really taking its time to depressurize at the moment. I'm okay with that. Do have some resource canisters here. This is a cargo terminal, as I'm see. What we can do is we can grab one of these, put it into our hands, pop it onto the little cargo terminal thing, and we can unload this fine fellow here. So if we go to the attach point, here's everything in there, unload it into the station, and now this is empty. Actually just going to drop. Do the same with this canister. Nice, simple, easy menu system. Much improved over the original version. And real physics for objects. Oink. About half pressure now. I wonder if there's anything in here. No, that'd be too easy, wouldn't it? We are missing a lot of stuff. Usually you'd have a servo motor in there. We'd have resource injector, servo motor over there. I think we've probably got our air filters. We do have air filters, that's good. Oh, there we go. The atmosphere is no longer breathable. I'm not feeling homicidal today. I'm actually feeling quite calm and relaxed. Yeah, I do feel pretty good overall today. Another stim pack there. I think we've got a stim pack holder here. So we have. So we may as well make use of that and put both of these stim packs in here. Yep. Let's close that up. Okay, suit jetpack is okay, suit oxygen is okay. So this we're going to change it to airlock. That's where this will ultimately become the airlock shortly. There you go, we're nearly depressurized. See, we've got an environmental monitor here. Air quality is good in spite of the fact that there isn't any. There it goes. Now we should be able to go straight outside. Ooh, that's lovely Newtonian physics as always. Here is an airlock. Got a little bit of damage to it, so let's see if we can fix a bit of that. Fortunately, we brought our welder out with us. The option to repair any breaches in it before we attach it to it. See any other breaches at the moment. Doesn't mean they're not there. Overall, it looks like it's air sealed. Might be worth. I can see that there's zero oxygen in there. Open the door.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
We're immediately greeted with a warp cell. That's lovely. Please, I will grab that. This over here. Another battery. Great. Looks like there is a little bit of oxygen in there, so we won't go in there yet. I can't see any overt damage, and that's what I was really looking for. Now we've got to dock this thing. Should be able to open this up, and this will give us our docking camera. Standard docking port to get docked over to the outpost. This is Newtonian physics, so if I just let nothing happen, this will carry on forever. We can't have that. What we're looking to do is we dock this bad boy. I can see some changes to the visuals in the particular camera mode. It used to be that if you twisted, you would get only the red line at the sides, Now it appears that if you twist into a position that is acceptable for dock, it will give you a little green indicator, which is nice. I like that. Bajoran saboteurs are everywhere. It's something that we do need to be concerned about. This is the 5th attempt on my life. So we're just going to slowly come in and boom shakalaka, we have docked up. Close that off. There is a derelict station over here, which I think it might behoove us to go and look in. This way. Worth turning our light on. There we are. Okay, let's see what we have in this lovely... It looks like we've got some ammo for a rifle. Might be worth grabbing that, especially as we know that somebody else is currently testing on the server. Probably licking their lips at the thought of murdering me. That's likely to be all that's in this, but always worth having a quick look around. Just on the off chance that something else is here. No, it isn't this time. Hey Commander Wolfie, how you doing, my man? Right, the thing that I now want to do is I'm going to close the outer door. I'm not going to pressurise the airlock at present. The reason that I don't want to do that, I don't think so. This is one of the new docking clamp segments. See here, we've got some kind of indicator as to which way is up docking clamp wise. Station. There's a little bit. You can fix that. We are getting quite low on the stuff that we use in order to repair things. It's hydrogen, I believe, that we use to repair things. We've only got 3% left in there. But now, this is the thing that I really wanted to... Oh god, oh god, oh god. I kept turning. This is a new ship. It's called the Steropes. I call it either the Leech or the Limpet. This looks interesting.
Oh wow, that is sexy.
Very industrial little ship. You can see it's got
reminds me a little of the Krosov siege frigate from Sins.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
And the yellow submarine.
See that it's not actually attached. Like it is, does it?
Huh, that was odd. Textures are a bit low res.
I think they need to do a little bit more work on it. And I think they intend to as well. This isn't the final draft. This is actually a brand new ship. Used to get something called the Mule before. Get into the airlock and depressurize it. Playing with VanguardGaming is dangerous with all that beige.
For that, you, the one who is typing comments now. Experience beige.
Hey, what's that floating to your right there?
Floating to my
Oh,
right.
never mind. It was part of a light
That's
ship.
the station, I believe.
No, I thought it was like a thing on the ship, but it was.
Okay. The engines look quite interesting as well. It looks like we're... Oh god. Now you can see we've got an indicator on the left-hand side of our screen now, which means we're now in a debris storm. Oh god.
Oh shit.
Oh, just missed it. That's fine. I'm not concerned. We need to get in as quickly as we possibly can, because you do get some larger pieces as well. Let's open the outer door. Okay.
What happens if a piece of debris hits you?
You either get wounded or die, depending on the size of the piece. Let's close...
What if your ship gets hit by a huge debris piece?
It gets mortally wounded. Gonna repressurize. service access point here. Service access points allow people to hack into your vessels or devices.
I'd get rid of that.
Oh, you see all those sparks, Max?
No.
That was a piece of debris hitting the ship. It doesn't appear to have damaged it very much at this point, so I'm not overly concerned.
Unless there's no air now, and you're like.
Okay, we've got gravity in here. Let's close that airlock piece up. We can open our helmet now. And let's turn our light off. Let's see what goes on in here. We've got a new helmet here.
How about you show us what's going on outside?
I'm scared to.
I mean, like, you use the cockpit to look around.
Well, we don't get a third put.
No, but you can see how much debris is coming your way.
Lots.
It's not lots.
Look at it.
Seem worse.
Alright, it looks like the station's taking a bit of a pounding. Let's make this ship mine. The first thing that you want to do is claim the ship. We can change the name of it as well. We're going to call it...
The pop dipping!
Okay. Which, of course, is microwave in Welsh.
It's also just nice to say.
We can also change our ship's emblem as well. There are any number of emblems that you can have.
Dutch flag it is.
Shit.
Down. Find it.
I don't think you get one. Oh, maybe you do.
There you go.
That one?
Yeah.
Russian Federation flag it is.
Are you stupid? Activate. Oh, that was the thing.
I don't know if it selected the Dutch flag, but yes. Okay. Taking a little bit of damage. We've got a personal defense supply here. Oh, you can put pistols in there. Isn't that fantastic? I haven't looked at this ship.
Looks like being hit.
We are being hit by a bit of debris. There's your Dutch flag, look,
Oh.
as a decal. We have a mining system.
What happens if you mine into the hull?
Some explosive storage and ammo supply in here.
I'm guessing this doesn't have like the dynamic destruction that Space Engineers has.
Not in the same way, no. You will get damage to various parts of... Ooh,
Ooh, it's candy.
this is your control room. Let's just see if we've got a singularity detonator. We have. That's amazing.
Detonate the singularity.
We've also got a single warp cell. Now, it looks like these look like batteries. Take a look at the power supply. We're actually losing power in the capacitor. That's not good at all. But an air generator with bubbles. Have I got my helmet on? Oddly, I can still see a decal over my face, which I find quite.
It was on the glass thing.
Okay, let's get into the pilot seat.
It's no longer a debris storm. Ram the station.
I need to dock actually. Oh wow, this is super maneuverable. Which I suppose stands to reason. What we need to do is we need to bring the ship, I think, over here. Piloting.
Engage warp drive.
I don't know how to dock. Let's just match our targets for so we don't go anywhere, and then we need to work out how to dock. I don't know anymore. Oh, here we go.
I'm just going to start on
we now use the number buttons 1, 2, 3, and 4 for docking, etc. This is the anchor, and I presume 4 is for lights. So perhaps we can't dock the traditional way using this ship. Do you know what? That's okay. We will simply use the anchor point, and we know it's over there to our left. See if we can make... So here's the anchor point. Looks, what we actually need to do is... Oh. controls are quite odd. Struggling with them, I must admit. If we don't actually get some power soon, stuffed. Let's match our trajectory. Go back to the anchor point. Ah, this looks better now. This seems to be working correctly this time, so we're going to dock to the top of the outpost. And that's going to serve two purposes. That is going to refuel the ship somewhat. Because we need energy in its capacitor to, well, make it go. Make it slow, we're going too fast. These engines are sensitive. Get yourself clamped up. Oh, it's clamped. Alright, now that the ship is clamped up, we're just going to go and have a quick look around and see if our capacitor is refilling using the station. Air quality is fine. There you go, look, our capacitor is getting better. Amazing stuff. Look at all the bubbles. Air generator is likely to be off at the moment. I don't want it powered up right. Air quality's fine. Not a problem at all. But now that our capacitor is slowly, ever so slowly, coming back, that's going to allow us to go to warp fairly soon. Bear in mind, folks, that we don't have a capacitor. One thing that we do have, which might be useful to us, is this. We can pop that in the air generator. It's got a couple of catalysts. I don't know what we would do with the batteries. Integrity is at 100. Ooh. Some pistol ammo and a battery pack over here. Not much else. Anything in this ammo supply? A lot of gun supplies.
And I'm back. I'm just working
Hello.
dinner, by the way, so I might be back.
Can I sit in these chairs? No, I can't.
No. No chairs for you.
Chairs. We've got a distress call here that we could make use of.
Yes, send distress call. Get people to stream snipe you.
Just what I need. Hey, Notorious, how you doing, my man? Kevin Sorbo's mullet assimilated the show. Hey, Hexodus, how you doing, my man? Hexodus, I've never seen you in one of my streams before.
Exodus?
Yeah, Hexodus Scar. He's one of our moderators and community managers.
I thought you just meant for a second. Exodus, you know.
Start mining Max? I will do. Stop everything, we've got bubbles? Yes. Air quality isn't something you see in many survival games, is it? No, it's not sentient. It really isn't. Turn the airlock power off to gain more charging power. Great idea, mate. I will do that.
Or will you now? You're going to let other people dictate how you're going to live your life now?
If they make good suggestions, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I've made plenty of good
When was that? Okay.
Well,
oh, here we go.
I told you
If you hover over things, it gives you advice now. Capacitor acts as a battery and stores any excess power that your ship or station is not using. It allows the operation of systems with extreme power requirements. Things like the air generator. Good stuff.
Air generator requiring lots of power, but it's only making.
How dare it, I know.
I can do that. I can make bubbles. I can make bubbles without using my mouth.
No. Is it when you're in the bath?
Yes, maybe.
Do it. Okay, so let's do.
Do you also know the secret power?
I think I might do. Oh wow, this map has changed significantly.
Has it now?
Yeah. Oh, it's so good now. We're around Bethia at the moment. You can see our orbit because it's highlighted in green. There's a derelict over here. Automated refinery. In fact, there's a couple of automated refineries. I'm quite tempted to see if I can get to one of those. We haven't got sufficient power in our refinery at the moment. Excuse me, in our capacitor. It looks like we're fine when it comes to the warp settings. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see indeed, shall
What we can do with regards to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look, there's so many highlights now. Adjust the maneuver time, so we can change that quite happily up here. Let's see. Don't have enough power stored in order to warp yet. We've got enough warp cells. We're fine for the amount of dock vessels, and the vessel power is turned on, so no problems at all there. But the capacitor is going to be an issue.
More capacitation is required. Must be some kind of capacitorial issue.
Capacitor. 6 minutes.
Is that too much or too little?
I've got to cancel for the time being. Oh look, it tells you everything that you need to know. Inclination, augment of parapsis, longitude of ascending node. Wow.
Back in my day, we used to launch these people out of airlock.
We're going to come out and take a look at how our capacitor's doing now. I'll drop by every once in a while. You stream at times I'm not available. I'm sorry. Make sure all solar panels are out. Give them catalysts and turn everything off for now. Suppose I could even... Yeah. Suppose I could turn the outpost and the pop de ping off in order to charge as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Well, what I've done is I've turned the power off to all of my modules briefly, in order to.
Sounds like you need more power.
That's pretty much it. Ooh, shiny as hell. Whoa, look at that shiny. Air quality is still at 98%. Not a problem. Oh, these aren't bubbles. They're blubbles.
Bubbles?
Bubbles. Capacitor on this doing? Sun exposure's good. One thing I do note with regards to this, you can see that we've got the capacitor of the pop de ping itself, and then we've got a total capacitor amount. So that is both the outpost and the pop de ping, how much capacitor power there is all together. That's fascinating to know.
Poppity-ping. I love that word.
What's Caesar saying? Let's just take a look. Looks like the warp menu has improved rather a lot. It really has, Caesar. Have they added the capacity to auto-calculate thrust maneuvers or interdict other? Not properly at this point. It's something that's been talked about quite a lot in the internal testing build, or well, the internal testing channels. It's certainly something that they would like to be able to do. They've done a lot of work on ensuring that your orbit is shown correctly at any given time and updates fairly regularly within your warp menu. So you could kind of seat of the pants maneuver, but there's no real easy way to maneuver without making a maneuver, checking how that's changed your orbit, making another maneuver, checking how that's changed your orbit, and I think that's quite difficult to do. I've already turned the outpost power off. Valinorius, there we go. Is everything being warped still? Everything is going to be warped here. So, oh girl, off topic here, but have you heard about the coming update to Star Trek Bridge Crew. We have, actually, Max and I were talking about that earlier. We're definitely going to foray in once it comes out, I think. Fair to say, isn't it, Max? Max has disappeared, but yes, we are. We do need to turn the ship's power supply back on. There we go. Pop de ping is on. FTL should charge up shortly. I don't think they're going to try and move away from warp. I think they're quite happy with it. Alright, let's take a look. Now, I wanted to get us to... Not interested in the donut. The automated refinery. Ah, excellent. You see, there we go. We have got enough power. It is concerned about vessel power, which is interesting. And that, I think, means the outpost that we're connected to might need to be on. But that's a little bit of a bug, which evidently I think is going to need... Turn the outpost on. I think the CQM and the airlock module, neither of those need to be on. Let's take a look and see if that's affected it positively. Yeah, it all looks good now. Let's just move that up to about 30 seconds. And move this down as much as humanly possible. Because what we want to do is we want the most efficient warp jump that we can, as it will use a little bit less of our valuable warp cell. Oh, that's gone too far. Smidge. Initialize. Now what we need to do is we need to find the M. Over on our left hand side now. I think we're actually going to miss our window of opportunity here. Missed it. That's okay, not the end of the world, because we know we're going to need to aim that way. Ah, the sun is very, very... Let's try that one more time. Automated refinery, warp 2. There used to be a way that you could double click on this and drag, but it looks like they've done away with that, which is a bit sad. Means I'm going to have to click like mad. Try and get it down to about 2.5 minutes. Don't crash. Can't promise that, Wolfie. I'm fairly notorious. Okay, here we go. Let's initialize the maneuver. Get our ship in line with the jump coordinates. There we go. And I believe we press J once our timer gets down to 5 seconds or less. It should turn yellow. It didn't turn yellow, but it seems to have worked. That's fine. Enterprise D bridge does look pretty awesome. I mean, I like the bridge that they already had, but it's nice to get a different one. I can see that they still haven't updated the warping texture, and it still bothers me that you get such a lot of texture stretching in the middle, but I shouldn't whinge. "58-second ETA. We are going through an asteroid storm, as you can see. Asteroid storm? Debris storm, excuse me. Hopefully that's not going to do too much damage to my ship. It's still at 99% health. Okay, we've passed through it. No damage. Awesome stuff. But I would say the Steropes, which is the new vessel that we're in now, what I like to call the Limpet, It's not going to be good for large scale maneuvers because it doesn't have engines in the traditional way. It's got RCS thrusters, but nothing more than that. Yes, they're very efficient given its size, but RCS, it's... Okay, the refinery appears to be to our left. You turn very sluggishly because we've got such a lot of weight underneath us down. I hope it's still there. Okay. Warp is complete, and we're going to try and get ourselves over to the refinery, see what we can nick. Let's just try and match velocity with it somewhat. And let's get towards it. And to use that, we're using your WASD buttons. You can see the little red lines. That is your relative velocity to the object that you have selected. So I'm moving to the right in comparison to the object I've got selected now. If there is very little, I'm pretty much heading straight for it now. You can see that my velocity, or my distance to target, is decreasing. We're only at 5 meters a second. We're not going too fast. We might just speed up a smidge. Ron Davis, indeed. And you can use Q and E to roll your ship, like so. And you hold Shift in order to stop the roll. Thank you, Stay Hydrated Bot. I don't know how you even got on here, but thank you very much. Usually, in these starter refineries, there aren't any turrets. Now, there might be this time round. I simply don't know. I hope there aren't. Slow ourselves down. Down to about... Rolling ourselves round so we are taking the same viewpoint as it. Go. Let's slow ourselves down some more. I'd like to drift to the side a bit. Slow myself right down. 3 meters a second is okay. But to make sure that I give myself clearance here. So remember that we've got the station underneath us. Bring it in. Nice and close. This segment. Can match target velocity. I don't want to do that quite yet because it's a little bit close. Going towards it at 0.2. I believe we might well be able to turn the lights on. Oh, that's so cool! Look at the lights on this thing! We'll turn them off. Power conservation. And let's match. I think we just hit the station. Let's move away. Slight collision there because you can... Hopefully that's not going to have any lasting ramifications on us. Take a look. Ultimately that could be a problem. I'm just going to hope for the best. So let's just take a look at our oxygen, etc. Seems okay, at least temporarily. Bear in mind, folks, that we do have this fine fellow here, small resource container. That contains a little bit of oxygen and a bit of nitro. The way that you would refill, I'll show you now, is you grab this, put it into your hand, and left click. That refills you. Okay. Do you know what? We're going to go and try and explore the station. Gave us an airlock noise then, which I don't think it should have done. It was a mistake on its part. And now the station's orbit decays, and 2 or 3 streams from now gets crushed to atoms in the gas giant. That may happen. Okay. There we go. Looks to me like there's no easy way to open the outer door, aside from going into this menu, which is fine. God, I love this door. The automated refinery appears to have settled. I think we boinked it with that. Let's turn my light on. Yeah, I think we boinked it with the habitation module that I have. Silly me. I should have thought about that. We're still close to it, and we're still matched to its relative orbit. Now, there should be a little bit of gravity here. So I'll try and get close to the floor and oof! Yep, there we go. Fried ones, unfortunately. Looks like this might have been looted previously. Take a couple of these containers. Mining containers. Small med packs. They're all very useful. Some med packs. Is there anything inside this lot from the looks of things? There's a little bit of nitro, no oxygen. Okay, we'll come back for some of these pieces. Somebody's depressurized this entire thing. It has been raided before. Got a pistol. May as well grab the ammo. Okay. I'm going to take that suit piece. Looks like a nearly dead... couple of nearly dead warp cells, that's okay. Rather have them than not. So there's no gravity over here. This injector. Broken off segment. Oh, hello. Servo motors. I will take those happily. So this particular station has changed since last time I was here. Quite significantly. Other servo motor. Same kind of gun I've got? Yeah. Have I got full ammo now? Yeah, I've got full ammo. I've got what I can carry. Anything else here in the short term for me? Let's go back. Unless that was something. Just a hit. We'll grab this. Other places that you can find items? Here. Just by opening them. Not an item I want this time, but... Another servo motor. Good God, we're finding tons of these things. Well, we could potentially recycle them. Am I? Oh. Interesting module here. This away. Grab a refined resource canister, which has got some nitrogen in. Backpack down there. Oh, now I'm upside down. Another gun. Out here. There's the ship. It looks like we didn't go into the fabrication module, we actually just came down this segment. It's okay. So all in all, so far, I like the Steropes. I like the concept behind it. I like the presumable increased difficulty that it's going to add, by virtue of the fact that it has a capacitor that slowly drains as you go along. I think I'm going to need to drop this. See, that is also affected by physics. Bounces around. 3 pressurize, put our loot away, and then go and get some more. We had plenty of storage somewhere, didn't we? Ah, here it is. Different items can be stored in different places. Extra jetpack here, which I believe, yeah. And also, because we've got all this ammo, there should be a supply unit here. Put it in. It's all fairly self-explanatory, not complex stuff. I like it that way. There's a personal weapons segment as well, isn't there? Personal defense supply, there it is. Get in there. And the remaining ammo as well, now that we know that there's nothing hostile in the station. So picked cells. Presumably we can put them here. Yes. Battery packs. Yeah. Because we've got servo motors, we may well make use of them. One in the air generator here. Is there anywhere else that needs a servo? Don't think there is on this ship. Put them over here for the time. These are all things that are going to end up in my station. Do it in the short term. Add more than one item to. No. Okay. There's one item per tray, which I don't necessarily like. Catalyst as well, that's going to power generation later. And another catalyst. Now, one thing that I think we should probably think about doing, utilizing this oxygen, refilling our suit. Nitro, refilling our suit once again. Both of these canisters are close to empty now. We're probably going to end up throwing those away. A couple more things that down. Now, in many ships, you'll find a spot that you can place the refined canister and it will pump it directly into the ship's systems. I'm not seeing that on the Steropes. So this really is a limpet in more way than one. It doesn't appear to have its own independent cargo hold. Put that down there. We'll go out and get some more. Helmet down. Or I make a terrible error. And deep pressure. Ooh. Hey Termit, how you doing? That's where I would have filled my ship, but the ship doesn't have a lower deck, does it? No, it doesn't. That's exactly what I'd have done. I'd have taken any of the blue containers and just jammed them into my ship directly in order to refill it. I don't have the luxury of doing that with the Steropes. Or the Limpet. Let's open that door. I'd like there to be a manual door release. Kind of like maybe up here, like a little handle that you can just grab and pull, and that would manually open the door. So we're going to go in and turn left this time. Are you a regular player of this game, Wolf? Now, we did suggest earlier that we wanted to throw a couple of these away. There we go. Done. Let's take an additional pistol. We'll take an additional pressure thing. Haven't been here before. This is the fabrication room. Quite an interesting. So you can place things in here, and it will recycle them for you. Resource inject there. Nothing over here. Oh, that's a place for big items. Both of these warp cells. You can see in the fabricator, what we would need to do is we would need to have different materials in order to be able to craft an item. There's so much that you can craft, and it requires various different things. The items that it can require are the base items, such as nitro, hydrogen, helium-3, which was previously called deuterium. I don't think there's anything that requires oxygen. But yes, so the items that you can have, the new items, are carbon fibers, alloys, circuits, one more. Perhaps I'm lying to you. Perhaps it is just those three materials at the moment. Yes, it is. The more complex an item is, for example, a normal resource injector requires 19 alloys and 6 carbon fibers. A similar alloys and carbon fiber cost is required for the tier 4 one, but also circuits are required. Now, circuits are the rarest of these items. I think that's going to be one of the most difficult things to do. So, we're almost certainly, I should say, going to want to get one of these fabricators for our base at some point in the future. Time being, let's grab a jetpack and get back to our ship. All stations now use the docking clamp slots, I believe. We'll pop outside and we'll have a quick look out there. See if there are docking clamps. I just roll upwards. Because the stations change shape, I assume that they do. Yes, there you go. Look, there's a docking clamp slot. In fact, they're all over the station. There we go. Good to know. Is there anything that we missed? I think we've been everywhere. It's a stroke. Get ourselves back inside. And once again, just simply by coming inside, I can hear an airlock noise. That shouldn't be happening. Eyes. That suit go. There's another mild glitch. Additional pressure suit up here. That's okay. And I'm mildly irked that I can't require oxygen in this room. I think I would prefer to have oxygen. I don't mean oxygen, I mean gravity. Soft helmet up. Additional one and put it. Put our components away.
would recommend you slowly start ending the stream. It's almost time.
Oh. There we go. So, that is our first impressions of 0.28H. They're looking... H. The development team is looking to try and release this version to the general public relatively soon, so you are bound to see it turn up at some point. So I think what I'm going to do now, as we are slowly looking to end the stream, I'm going to try and walk myself into a safe location and put myself to area which I crossed won't get raided. I don't think there's an easy spot for that. So let's get ourselves near an asteroid somewhere. Because next time round that I do stream, based on the theory that my station is still there, etc, etc, I'm probably going to want to do a little bit of mining. Initialize this warp. Try and find the M button, which is up there. Still, of course, struggling to maneuver because I've got such a big station on my bottom. Still got 19 seconds. Make it with. Made it. Max is being quiet. Too quiet.
I was eating. And I know how the gold distastes.
I am terrified of eating noise. It's a thing I don't appreciate. You need to get rid of the little containers and get the med packs. I disagree. I actually find the little containers more useful myself. Right, let's just keep that. Hey, Termit. Can you power the fabricator from the stirrups? No, the stirrups hasn't got its own power supply at all. And that's what makes this a more challenging start, Valinorius. The stirrups, it needs to be connected to something every so often in order to refill its capacitor, and then and only then can you take it out and do things with it. Otherwise its capacitor slowly drains all by itself. Yeah, once we've arrived at our destination in 1 minute and 57 seconds, I'll have a quick fly around the ship, and then I'll be going into the outpost and logging off. So that'll be the end of this stream, and then we'll get ready for another stream, which will be Star Trek Online. Orion says, Max has been quiet. God help us. He has been working on a new model today. With good reason. So, in the next episode, I want to do a little bit of mining. There are some other things that I'd like to do as well. Ideally, I'd like to get a fabricator and a power unit.
Odd.
The effect is awful, and it's something I've been complaining about since day one. It's because it's stretched in the middle. Don't know why, but it irks me greatly.
There's a UV seam in the middle.
Yes, yeah, that's precisely what
what would fix this is if they put an alpha on.
If they what? If they hired you?
Yeah.
I'll mention it. Do you want to tell people about the new model?
No.
No, there you go. You can potentially hear about it next week in our weekly live developer stream. Plug, 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 plug. I do have a couple of med packs on the shelves, Wolfie. So don't worry too much. I've got 2 or 3 med packs. Not another space dildo. No, Jarrell. Okay, we have left warp. We're actually very close, I suspect. The asteroid. Okay, now that we've done this, let's get ourselves out of the stream, ultimately. We will have a quick fly around, as people have asked. Shut all the doors.
Well, you've still got 10 minutes. I mean, there's always a bit of delay.
Come on. Tries. UV seams are annoying to fix, that's why it's still there. Well, I don't know. In this case, what they could use as a single point of impact, and have it as a cone bubble around it, and therefore it wouldn't appear to be a UV seam, because what you'd have is you'd have a false distance up ahead of the ship. At least that's the direction I would take.
I would use a cone with an alpha drop-off so you can actually see where you're going.
I think that's the point. You're not supposed to be able to see where you're going.
Well, that's stupid.
Close back up. Don't need to repressurize it. And people wanted to see the ropes. It's a very, very simple ship. It's currently planking onto the bottom of our station. That's the Stropes. It's a very small ship. Packed. In my opinion, it does need a little bit more texture work. But there you go. That is the way it appears. Now all we need to do is get back into our station. And we can log off. And hopefully we don't hit the asteroid. We might do, but fingers crossed. And what we'll do is we'll also lock this, because that should prevent men from getting in. There's one thing I don't like, it's naughty men getting in. Depressurize the CQM as well, which I'd forgotten about. Let's just take a look at power supply. Turn that on. Consumption is less than our module's power output, which is good. We'll leave it like so. Turn the pop de ping off.
Ping.
Make sure that our air generators aren't working, because that causes problems. What would I change on the model? I like the shape of the model, I just think the textures need more detail.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say that.
Oh, you know, you're not an artist. But
Well, that's it, considering how amateurish I am when it comes to art and anything of that ilk.
you're getting better, though.
Slowly, as time progresses.
Just gave you a compliment, and don't expect it to be common.
Let's get into our cryopod.
Let's get creative.
Should now close up. And we can log out, folks. Excellent stuff. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this stream.
And be ready for the next one.
And yeah, we'll be back soon to play a little bit more Star Trek Online. Now, this is the Gull and Max.
Signing off.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, definitely do that.